On this 50-point inspection from Battery Steele Brewing, they're out of, I believe it's Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine. This is their FLUME², which is a double IPA. Comes in at 8% ABV. I have not had this beer before, but I have had Flume from Battery Steele. It was about 10 months ago, and it was also a double IPA. I don't know what the difference is between Flume² and the regular Flume, and I don't recall what I even scored Flume. I think that I was a little bit down on it, but we'll see. We'll see where I'm at on this one, and if you'd like to go check out the other video, it's in the archives there somewhere. So there's no canned on date as far as I can tell, so I'm not sure exactly how fresh this is. But anyways, let's go ahead and crack into it and start this inspection. Okay, so the head on it is, it's a little bit rocky. It's a kind of soap sudsy white head. The color of the beer itself is a deep reddish orange. It's got a haze to it, we'll say. Yeah, some aromas. Meaty fruits. Gonna go with, there's a bit of papaya in there. There is a bit of a citrusy nose as well. A little bit like cutie, I guess. So kind of an orange citrus type nose. Some cooked pineapple. It's a little bit floral. A little bit of candy notes in there too. Alright, well, let's dive on in for some flavors here. First swig, cheers. Yeah. Ooh. It's like cooked pineapple. Wow, the bitterness just kicks. I lost any flavors after that cooked pineapple. There's quite a bit of pininess, kind of like a bit of it's like a swirl of like honey and pine, kind of takes over the palate. Getting a little bit of a citrusy vibe in there as well. Yeah, a bit of that papaya note. A little bit of an earthiness to it. Wow. It's bitter. It does this bitter swirl to it, actually. That bitterness just takes over. It's this one's pretty highly bitter, let's say. Very drying to the palate as well. There's a bit of malt presence right up front. It's hard to get to. There's just, as soon as that bitterness hits, it's just like there's nothing else I can really remember even tasting. Yeah, so just a little bit of malt action right up front, a little bit of a malt sweetness, kind of unable to say exactly what it reminds me of. About a medium body on this one, medium carbonation. Like I said, it is drying to the palate though, for sure. And highly bitter. Now, even though the bitterness is super high, it's not like an unpleasant pininess. It's a doable pininess. So there's almost like a bit of a honey note that kind of leads right up to that too. Alright, well, say this one definitely drinks more like an American IPA, maybe even more like a traditional East Coast IPA, but with a West Coast bitterness for sure. This thing, it's got some bitterness. Let's go ahead and give this a score. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what they write up on tap. It says, brewed in celebration of our new tasting room, Flume Squared takes our regular Flume double IPA recipe to the next level. We started with a new blend of yeast and dry hopped this beer with Citra and Mosaic as we normally would. Then we finished it off with a heaping pile of Citra Cryo pellets. Expect a supple, pillowy mouthfeel, dripping with flavors of papaya, tangerine, lychee. I said floral. Lychee comes off floral. And dank hop resin. I'm the same piney. So, yeah. Damn. I think I did fairly well for the flavor notes on this one, according to what the write-up is. And out of 7,753 ratings, this beer averages out at a 4.25 out of 5, which would put this as a very good beer on my scale. Now let's see where I left this beer off at. I gave it the 6 out of 6 for the appearance. The aromas, it's lacking a little bit. I gave it a 7 out of 10 for the aromatics. For the flavor score, I'm at a 15 out of 19. The body on it, the body, it's kind of medium to actually almost medium full. I think I'm being a bit too harsh. I was going to give it a 4. I think a lighter body would definitely do a bit more justice, but alright, changing my score as we sit here. I'm going to give it the 5 out of 5 for the body. My overall on this one I have it as an 8 out of 10. So now, Flume Squared from Battery Stale Brewing is going to get a bumpy 41 out of 50, which will land this as a very good beer. So, I was dinging in on the body because I was just like, oh, I think a thinner body would have gone better with this one, but it's really not. It's not bad. It's not bad. So 41 out of 50, very good. Just want to say cheers and thank you all for watching.